is Ed Burnell, mechanic here at Pedal and Spoke, North Aurora. I've been working here for the past 4.5 years.
Okay, Ed. What kind of schooling did you do to become a bike mechanic?
As far as my training, I've been working on bikes since I was probably 8 years old. But since I've been working here, the manager sent me to a couple seminars. For example, a shock seminar, a wheel building seminar, and general maintenance for bicycles.
What led you to this position?
What led me to this position? Well, first I really like riding bikes, and when you ride as much as I do and you break stuff, it gets pretty expensive. So I got the job so I can get parts at cost, basically. But I've also learned a lot.
What systems do you deal with in your job?
As far as the systems that we deal on the bike, we deal with we deal with drivetrains, shock systems, brake systems, lighting systems. Basically, that's about it.
How does your knowledge of the mechanical system help you in your job?
As far as knowledge of the mechanical system, you really got to know how to adjust certain mechanical movements in the bike. For example, the front and rear derailleurs, you have to adjust those properly or else the bike's not going to work at all. And that takes some mechanical ability to adjust the limit and the tension in the cable the proper way.
How does lubrication affect your job?
As far as lubrication, most important mechanical or moving part on the bike that should be lubricated is probably the chain. It's going to wear a lot and it goes through a lot of abuse, and it's going to lose some of its lubrication while you ride. So it's important that you keep that lubricated so the little plates that rub against each other are moving freely and causing barely no friction.
Where does the fluid system come into play in your job?
As far as the fluid system, probably air is kind of important. Regular riders are going to want to keep the pressure of their air in the tires up to the maximum, which is like 80 psi. The reason for that is if they go off a curb with enough pressure in the tire, they're not going to get it flat. The other reason, you can manipulate the handling of the bike by lowering the pressure. For example, hardcore off-road riders ride generally between 40 and 50 psi. The reason for that is not a really hard tire, but a softer tire is going to bite a lot better on the dirt. It's going to hook up a lot better as you're cornering. If it's too hard, it'll slide out depending on where your weight's distributed on the bike. But that's one fluid system.
Does the electrical system play a part in a bike?
Electrical system is important if you're doing any kind of night riding. There's two types of electrical systems that we do. For example, there's the regular cell batteries that are not rechargeable that you dispose of, which is kind of silly and you waste a lot of money. It's important that you maybe look into something that's rechargeable, like nickel cadmium batteries, which are rechargeable overnight, save you a lot of money. A little bit more expensive, but in the long run, they're going to save you some money.
Can you give us a few examples of what you do every day and how physics plays a part in it?
Physics plays an important part. For example, in the wheel. The wheel's got to run true or perfectly straight. If it's not, it's going to be wobbling, creating extra stress on the rear, the hub. And if it's wobbling, it's going to loosen the cones back here, and they're going to separate, and more problems to consider. Force and friction, for example. When you're riding a bike, like say your modern bikes have these shocks, and these pistons move up and down, creating a lot of force. It's important that you keep that lubricated, and some of these have oil, and you can adjust the riding comfort by adjusting the levels of the oil that plays an important part in the shocks. Finally, the most important thing, I've already touched on this before, chain. You have to keep that lubricated at least once a week, twice a week. It's very important. It's very simple. Just pedal backwards and spray on the lubricant, let it soak in, and you're ready to ride.
welcome to this edition of the OV Files. Today I'm gonna be interviewing Ed Burnell, a bicycle mechanic at Pelham Sport Bike Shop. I chose a bicycle mechanic because I really like bicycling, and because the real job I'd like to become is a bicycle engineer, where they design the frames and geometries, and your basic knowledge of the bicycle and physics can help you in that career. Thanks for watching my tape, and I hoped you like it and learned a little about the bicycle mechanic and how he has an important role, and how physics plays a role in his job, and how physics plays a role in engineering, and how knowing the basic knowledge of a bicycle can help you build a bicycle. And thanks for watching.